So again, we are going to continue our discussion. I hope na natapos na yung part 1. So we are going to discuss here the key differences between leadership and management. So we have here differences in vision. So sabi dyan, pag sinabi nating managers, sila yung taga-set out in line with the organizational goals by implementing the process. So sila mismo yung nag-set, okay? Sila yung it was being assigned to set up the process on how they are going to achieve the organizational goal. Sabi dyan, yan nasabi, budgeting, structuring, staffing. In line with the budgeting, ano po ba ang ano natin pag sinabing budgeting? Ito yung you are going to what? Allocating financial resources. Financial resources. Yan, pag sinabing budgeting, aray ko, bakit anong nangyari doon? So, pag sinabi naman nating, saan napunta? Wait lang, back muna. Ito pala, allocating of financial resources. Next, we have here the organizational structuring. Pag sinabing organizational structuring, you are going to arrange, from the word structure, you are going to arrange the role, kung kanya-kanyang role ng bawat member. And at the same time, and the responsibilities ng bawat tao na nasa organization mo, bawat structure. Pag sinabing structure, we have sino ba yung may authority, sino ba yung magiging member lang, follower. So, you are going to set the structure. Then, pag sinabi nating staffing, dito papasok sa staffing, yung you are going to what? Ikaw na yung mag-recruit. Give this kind of responsibility to a certain person to recruit sa members, or they are the one who's going to select. So, sino ba ang merong main na responsibility yung ganon, yung mag-select, mag-hire ng mga bagong member in line with the organization. We have the HR, yung commonly, we have the human resource. Sila din yung responsible in line with the training and seminars para ma-develop yung skills and at the same time, yung knowledge seminars. Yan. Knowledge ng bagong pasok lamang na recruit. Next, sabi din dito, manager's vision is bound to implementation of strategies. Yan, planning, paulit-ulit na yan. Organizing tasks. Sabi dito, leaders, on the other hand, are considered as visionaries. They set pathways to excel organizational growth. They always examine where their organization stands, where they want to go, and how they can reach by involving the team. Both roles are equally important. So, it was being emphasized as being a leader, it more on what? The growth of every member of the organization. Kumbaga, they always examine kung ano na bang nangyayari sa organization, saan ba sila papunta, patungo, okay, gina-approach yung bawat member kung ano na yung nangyayari, how they can reach them by involving the team. So, pag sinabing involving, nagkakaisa, mayroon tayong tinatawag dito na collaboration. So, yan ang pinagkaiba na leadership sa management. Next, wag nating isa-isahin yan in line with the proceed tayo dito sa pinaka-importante, yung principles of principles of management. So, we have here the famous si Henry Fayol. Lumalabas din to sa board exam. 1841 to 1925, he was a French coal mine engineer, also known as the father of modern management. Patandaan nito, sino si Henry Fayol? Siya yung father of modern management theory. So, dito, madidiscuss natin ang different approach on how we are going to deal with the organization in line with management. Sabi dyan, management theories. He introduced general theory that applied to all levels of management in every department. So, hindi lamang nakafocus sa isang organization, applicable sa lahat kahit ano pa man yung organization. So, we are going to discuss first. Raise muna natin. We are going to discuss first, we have 14, tandaan, 14 principles. It was being created by Henry Fayol. We have here the division of work. Keyword yun dito pag sinabi nating division of work, the objective of division of work is to produce more and better work with same effort. Okay, merong trabaho and at the same time, kaya lang and the same effort. It leads to specialization. This specialization helps to increase efficiency and efficiency and profitability of the organization. So, kumbaga, pag sinabing profit, magkakaroon ng gain yung organization. So, how are we going to emphasize pag sinabing division from the word na divide? You are going to divide the work. It means you are going to split. Okay, pag sinabi nating splitting, o dividing of the task, another term yan, into smaller portion. Bakit man? Para mas mapabilis yung pagtapos. Then, you are going to, pasok din dito ang assigning. You are going to assign duties. Pag sinabing duties, ito yung responsibilities. Yan. Responsibilities ng bawat different individual based on, nakalagay talaga dito, i-base sa ilang skills and specialization. O kung ano yung kakayahan nila bilang member ng iyong organization. Huwag kang basta-basta na magbibigay ka lamang ng trabaho na hindi alam gawin ng iyong member. That is the importance of division of work. You are going to divide, split, assign them the task. Para hindi man masyadong kung sino lang yung favorite mo, sino yung hate mo, ibigay mo doon sa pinakaayaw mo para hindi ma-burden yung favorite mo na tao. Huwag ganun. So, dapat equal yung trabaho ng bawat tao. Walang nahihirapan kasi pag ganyan, hindi na magiging successful yung organization. Next, we have number 2, balancing authority and responsibility. Madali lang itong intindihin from the word. You are going to balance the authority. Okay, the authority itself, how you act as a leader, as a manager, and at the same time, your responsibility, which is your duties. Authority is the right to give orders. Yes, tama po yan. Ang authority is ikaw yung tao na merong karapatang magbigay ng order and to make other people follow you. While responsibility, ano nga ba si responsibility is what? The corollary of authority. Pag sinabi natin corollary, which is the result, pag nagkaroon ka ng authority, matik yan, meron yang kaakibat na responsibility. Authority without responsibility is nothing. That is why, kaakibat po ng authority si responsibility. Sinabi dyan, corollary of the authority. It is natural. Sabi dyan, consequence of essential counterpart in whatever authority is being exercised. So, it is the counterpart na pagkakaroon ng authority. Hindi mo yan maiiwasan na wala kang responsibility. There should be a balance between authority or yung power na sinasabi and sa duties. If the authority is more than the responsibility, hindi rin maganda yun. Kasi magkakaroon ng misuse. Okay, misuse of what? Of authority. Then, pag malamang naman yung responsibility is more than authority, okay, magkakaroon ng frustration yung bawat tao na member mo dyan sa organization. Kasi pag sinabing responsibility, maraming trabaho. Yan, tambakan ng trabaho, more responsibility. Then, they are the one who's being frustrated. Then, pag ang authority naman, pag na-misuse diyan, di ba? Pag too much authority, diyan na mabaviolate yung certain human rights, okay? Maviolate ang rights ng isa ka-employee. Okay, hindi na siya nabibigyan ng tamang salary kasi napakaraming trabaho, hindi na equal yung remuneration. So that is why it is important talaga that we are going to balance authority and responsibility. Hindi din pwedeng tumaas si authority, hindi din pwedeng ang responsibility ang tataas. Dapat equal talaga yan. Next, we have here the discipline. Understandable. Dapat, once you are organizing a management, you are going to manage, you are disciplined enough means it the respect of the rules and regulation of the organization. Matatawag ka na disiplinado na tao if you know how to follow rules. Yung giset na rules and regulation, kayo as a criminology student, there is a rules and regulation that you are going to wear proper uniform, proper hygiene, proper haircut. You are going to make a sidestep every time you see an instructor even though it's not criminology instructor, lahat. That is a form of respect. Then, if you are doing that, you are a disciplined person. It means if you are doing that, you have this certain kind of self-discipline because you know how to follow rules and regulation. It is an outward mark of respect. Pag sinabi ng ating outward, visible, nakikita, kumbaga makikita din ng ibang tao, then it can cause a positive effect. Respect in accordance with the formal or informal agreements between firm and its employees. Tama nga naman. Once you respect other people, nagre-respetuhan kayo dyan sa loob ng organization, it's like vice versa. Hindi ako doon naniniwala na wag mong gawin yung ayaw mong gawin sa'yo. Baliktad ako, gawin mo yung gusto mong gawin sa'yo. Which means, into positive. Gumawa ka ng kabutihan para gawan ka din ng kabutihan. Hindi mag-focus ka doon sa negative na wag mong gawin yung ganito. Kasi more na maa-attract ka into negative activities. Next, sabi dito, the worker must respect the rules that run the organization. Tama nga naman. If you cannot able to respect the rules, how you are going to follow the organization itself, yung nagpapalakad ng organization? Simple na nga rules, hindi mo masunod. So, magiging unproductive ka na klase na tao. To establish discipline, good supervision and partial judgment are needed. So, pag sinabing good supervision, you are well on monitoring. Kabalo kagin mag-monitor sa imo nga tao. Then, pag sinabing impartial, walang bias na treatment. Kahit na anak pa yan siya ng politiko dyan, anak pa yan siya ng opisyal. As long as one of the member of the organization, you are going to treat them or you are going to judge them based on as a human. Huwag nyo silang, limbawa, pag ganito, ganyan. Iba na yung approach. So, no, it's not. So, that is why or how you are going to show discipline. Next, we have here the unity of command. Pag sinabing unity of command, you are being united into the command. Kung ano yung certain, like, you are giving orders. Kasi sabi dito, a subordinate, yung tinutukoy na employee, sila yung taga-receive ng order. Okay, the receiver. Pag once you are receiving an order, always think that in your mind na dapat galing lang yan sa isang superior. Kasi sometimes nakakalito. Halimbawa, sa isang classroom, meron kayong tinalagang president. Ngayon, maraming nagpe-pretend, nagpabida-bida, maraming instruction na binibigay, hindi naman galing doon sa president mismo. So, it can cause what? Confusion. Okay? That can result into conflict. So, dapat, pag merong command, doon ka lang maniwala sa talagang superior. Pag sinabing superior, yung may authority talaga. Do not follow other people na wala namang karapatan na mag-give ng command or orders. You have to ask them. Then, you have also the right to question and to say no. The next, a subordinate must report to only. Okay, pag sinabing report, doon ka lang mag-ano sa kanya, mag-give ng update in line with the accomplishment. For example, ano bang purpose doon ito of unity of command? It helps in preventing dual subordination. Dual subordination can cause havoc in the organization. Pag sinabi nating havoc, ano yan? Yung, ito na, sinabi ko kanina, great na confusion. Yung malilito kayo, hindi nyo alam kung sino yung susundin kasi nagkakaroon ng dual subordination. Sabi din dyan, since authority is undermined, discipline is being what? Jeopardized. Pag sinabi nating jeopardized, ano yan? Putting something into danger. Kumbaga, pag merong dalawa na yung sinusunod mo in line with the command, then, yung authority is what? Pag sinabi natin na undermine, kumbaga na abuso, hindi na nasusunod, masisira. Yung discipline is masisira. Putting something into danger. Which is yung tinutukoy dyan na magkakaroon ng danger ang discipline ng bawat member na nasa loob ng organization. Then, it will cause to disturbance. And hindi na magkakaroon ng maayos na pakikitungo sa loob ng organization. Next, we have here the unity of direction. Unity of direction, iba ang unity of command sa unity of direction. Kasi you are referring on how you are going to receive orders dito sa command. Kaya yan, highlight. Bakit hindi ako makapag-write? Ito, na-highlight ang orders. Yan. Dito naman sa unity of direction, ito yung one head and one plan for a group of activities having the same objective. Kumbaga, iisa kayo ng patutunguhan. Kumbaga, you are a group of people, lagay natin dito. You are a group of people sa organization, but your goal is only one. Ano ba yung only one? Yung goal mismo ng organization. Yes, grupo kayo ng tao na nagkakaisa patungo sa isang na X. Okay, patungo sa iisang goal. Yan ang tatandaan natin pag sinabi nating unity of direction. Nawala talaga yung isinulat ko. Okay, ulitin ko lang, pag sinabing unity of direction, dapat meron kayong same. Ay, nako. Meron kayong same objective. Kumbaga, yes, you have different mindset, pero dapat i-disregard ninyo ang mga personal gain. Kung ano yung gustong maabot ng organization, yun lang ang i-achieve nyo. Huwag na kayo magmakasarili na may gusto pa kayong kunin na iba or may gusto pa kayong i-achieve, gusto nyo magpasikat. Huwag na. Then sabi din dyan, it was all about being what? Coordinated or coordination. Coordination to one overall commander. To one overall commander. Okay? Kasi unity and command and unity of direction is connected. Kasi you cannot able to have a unity of direction kung wala kang sinusunod na unity of command. Okay? Ito lang ang keyword. One goal, one plan, and one leader. Sa organization, may giset na goal, may ibinigay na plano, susundin mo lang yan sa iisang leader or sa iisang manager o sa yung may tao na authority, yung taong may authority. Yan. Next, we have here the subordination of individual interest to general interest. Tandaan yung individual interest, ito yung pansarili, ito yung personal gain. Yung halimbawa, gusto mong yumaman ka agad, yung organization nyo maraming budget. So ngayon, mas gi-prioritize mo yung own interest mo, which is yung yumaman, kaya nagkupit ka. Pag sinabi nating general interest, it refers to what? Pag sinabi nating general interest, it refers to the goal of organization. Pangkalahatan ba, kayo mismo ang may gusto niyan, bawat member ng organization. So sabi dyan, the interest of one individual or one group should not prevail over the general good. So dapat hindi maapektuhan kung ano yung gusto nyo i-achieve within that organization. General interest should be given the most importance. If not, the organization will collapse. Tandaan yan. The interest of organization goal should not be sabotaged by the interest of an individual. Simple lang. Disregard mo lahat ng mga kagustuhan mo. Yung mga kagustuhan na pwedeng makasira sa organization. Focus ka lang sa kung ano yung goal ng organization. Next, we have here the remuneration of personnel. Personnel is the price. Ito yung magiging keyword nyo. Service rendered. Pag sinabi natin remuneration, add-on natin dyan yung term na salary. Yan, salary, payment. Yan yung mga term na synonyms. Ano pa, reward, pwede nating ilagay dito. Pwede po ang promotion. Yan, promotion, pwede din ang gift. But gift is just being optional kasi pwede kasi itong magkaroon ng conflict in line with the organization pag yung gift is like may kapalit na service. So, hindi na pwede yan. So, yan, sinasabi. If an organization want an efficient employee, pag gusto nyo daw na maging efficient, effective, successful yung bawat tasking, and magpakita sila ng best performance, then bigyan mo sila ng sakto, good remuneration. Pag sinabi natin good, ito yung equal remuneration based on the service given. Equal. sa service nga gihatag sang employee. Patas amo man ning always ginareklamo, grabe ang trabaho sa akong tambak pero ang sahod ko lang dako-dako pakaltas. Yung mga ganun na bagay, pasok yan dito sa number 7, remuneration of personnel. Next, we have centralization. Tatandaan lang natin, ang centralization, it refers to the authority is centered only on few hands. Itong tandaan, few hands. Pag sinabing concentrated, pag sinabi kasing centralization, it refers to what? Ito, decision. Decision. Decision, ito, making. Pag sinabing centralization. So, may dalawa lang yan. Pag sinabi nating centralization, ito yon. Erase muna natin, baka malito kayo. May dalawa kasi, centralization and decentralization. Ang centralization, amo ni siya ang you are going to make decision making which the authority is the only one who decide. Okay? Pag sinabing centralization, it was being focused only doon sa mga higher official. Yan, tandaan nyo yan, higher official, sila lang yung may karapatan. Example kasi nito, yung may mga higher ranking. Yan, higher ranking na mga official. Sila lang yung may karapatan na magbigay ng decision making. Kasi pag sinabi nating decentralization, ito yung decision making was based on, it was being equally distributed. Pag sinabing equally distributed, lahat nag-contribute from saan? From lower level. Pag sinabi nating lower level of management, nagmula talaga doon sa mga employee o yung frontliner ng inyong organization. So, nag-contribute sila, nag-give sila ng suggestion. So, yan ang makukonsider natin as what? Decentralization. Hindi lang nakafocus sa dalawa or isang tao doon sa mga higher officials. Hindi. It was being what? Distributed sa lahat ng member ng organization. Ito nakafocus lang kasi sa kung sino yung may authority. Next, we have the scholar of chain. From the word na scholar of chain, also known as the formal line of authority, communication, and responsibility within the organization. The chain of command is usually depicted on a chart. Okay. It is the line of authority. Ito ang keyword. Line of authority. Ito yung pinaka-the best kasi ito talaga yung lumalabas sa board exam. Scholar chain keyword top to bottom. Dapat anong mangyayari? Kaya from the word na chain, ganito di ba ang chain, kadena, yan. Oh, bahala na basta kadena yan. Kadena. Ito yung nasa itaas. Ito yung nagabigay ng command. Siya yung pinaka-higher. Ito yung employee, for example. Sila yung frontliner. Pag sinabi nating scholar chain, dapat walang mapuputol. Halimbawa, kung sino man yung mga tao na halimbawa, ito, merong command, ibibigay niya dito, bigay niya dito, bigay niya. Dapat yung information is walang dagdag, walang bawas, then at the same time, walang mamiss. Anong mamiss? Walang matatanggal. Halimbawa, ito, tatanggalin natin. Etong part na ito is ilagay natin, sila yung middle management. Ito, yung natanggal, sila yung middle management. Ngayon, nagbigay ng command, okay, nagbigay ng command yung higher official without them knowing, hindi nila alam. Ngayon, na-proceed dito sa susunod hanggang sa umabot sa employee. Ngayon, pag yung decision na yon na ibigay, without them knowing na part sila dapat sa process of identifying the command, ngayon, if possible, negative yung outcome. Possible that certain part of the command will question out saan ang galing yung command. Hindi namin alam yun. So, mapupunta na dito ang blaming. Magkakaroon na ng blaming, which is mostly nangyayari sa government natin, in line with politics. Pero hindi ako naniniwala na hindi dumaan sa kanila yung mga ganong bagay kasi nilulusutan na lamang nila. So, yan ang scholar of chain. Then next, we have the order. From the word order, ito yung keyword natin is yung orderly placement. Tamang paglagay ng mga resources. Resources, babae man, lalaki, pera man yan, o bagay. Okay, dapat equally distributed, mapababae ka man, malalaki, anong resources man yan, money or material, dapat it was being equally or orderly. Pag sinabing orderly, di ba, maayos. Okay, na distribute equally, yan ang pag sinabi nating order, properly, o ito dagdagan natin, properly assigned. Okay, ano pa? Okay, nag-follow ka, proper equipment. Nagatrabaho ka, may ara ka sang proper equipment. So, it means you are productive. Then, at the same time, yung resources, sakto yung pera na binibigay, that is order. Tama, proper. Another word is yung proper na term. Yan. Next, we have the equity. Tandaan niyo lang natin pag sinabing equity, ito yung kindness and justice. Combination of kindness and justice. Ito yung keyword is yung fairness. Fairness in dealing with other people. O yung tinutukoy dyan na yung mga member ng organization. Deal them equally, fairly, yung mga subordinates mo. Next, stability of tenure of personnel. Pag sinabing stability, stable ba? Yung pag sinabing tenure naman, yung katagalan ng pagstay ng isang employee, like, aabot talaga siya ng 5 years, tumatagal 10 years, that is stable. The employee should have job security. Dapat meron silang security in line with their job. Pag sinabi natin security, yung hindi sila basta-basta na na re-remove. Okay? Okay, papaalisin ka lang ng walang rason. Okay? Papalipatin ka lang, transferred. Papalipatin yung employee. Then, or hindi nalipat, replace. Pinalitan ka kaagad. So, dapat magkaroon ng security na hindi ito mangyari sa employee. Kasi pag ganun daw, magkakaroon ng instability. Instability leads to inefficiency. Hindi na magiging effective. Ang mga successful na organization usually have a stable group. Pag sinabing stable, yung nag-stay pang matagalan, for example, dito sa criminology, mga instructor nag-stay talaga ng ilang years, it means magiging stable. Bakit man? Mas matagal yung tao, mas lalong nag-expert in line with his or her expertise on that organization. Hindi na kailangan turuan kasi alam niya na yung mga pasikot-sikot. Kasi pag papalit yung tao, pabago-bago, it means another adjustment sa tao, another adjustment sa process. So, magiging insufficient or inefficient yung organization pag ganun ang nangyayari. Biglaan lang tanggalon, ilipat sa iba ng kumpanya, ilisan kay may ara nag-abot nga relatives, bakir-bakir system. So, dapat hindi ganun ang nangyayari. Next, we have second to the last one, initiative. Dapat once you are in the management process, you know what is initiative. Pag sinabing initiative, ang keyword nyo dyan, what? You are going to make your own plan to execute this without making other people tell you to do that. Sometimes ginahambalan kamo mag-initiative na lang kamo, hindi maghulat nga hambalan. So applicable pala yan in line with doing management. So it is a practice na pag ganyan yung kind of behavior na meron na kayong initiative. Next, spirit the corps. Team spirit, ito yung tinatawag na collaboration. Then, management should create unity, cooperation, team spirit, kanang gaurus-urus nga suportahan ay sa bawat isa nga employee. Yan. Kasi, napaka-positive yan. Kasi, pag once na may bulok, ito, kamatis yan. Pag may bulok dyan na kamatis na ari donut, isa lang kamo ka-organization. Ito yung organization, yung black. Ito, madamay, hanggang sa magiging masisira yung organization. So, dapat magkaroon ng good relationship. Di nga kamo lang upod, kamo paginubanay. Harmony, magkaroon ng harmony among personnel. Kasi yan ang magiging great source of strength ng organization na para mas lalong maging successful. Yan. So, Diyan mag-end yung part 2 ng aking discussion. I hope na may natutunan kayo and I hope din na sana tinapos nyo simula part 1 and part 2. So that's all for today. Thank you. God bless ang lahat. Ingat kayo, my future R cream.